Hey, Not From Boston fans. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you remember from last week, we've begun video recording our episodes. Unfortunately, like last week, there were some technical issues this week, and not all of the footage was ultimately usable. We apologize, and we hope to do better as we continue to figure out the best ways to capture this show for you. Now, this week's episode.
We are live.
Awesome. Okay, hang on. Wait, I just realized because this was in the... I'm going to just scoot this to the right a little bit.
Just watch the clackering of the...
Yeah.
The clattering. This is the first time we've been live with an actual Red Sox game going on in the background, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so if we get distracted...
That's why.
But welcome back to Not From Boston.
Episode 11.
Bennett.
Harry. Who's a great number 11? Are we going to do this?
Rafi.
Yeah, okay.
I mean...
I feel like I'm missing Red Sox. I got to Google.
Was Bill Miller 11?
Or
was it Bellhorn?
Rafael Devers. Yeah, we know that. We know already.
I think it was Bell. I'm gonna say Bellhorn was 11.
Oh, look at this. All-time number uniforms.
Oh,
okay.
Perfect.
Oh, Clay Buchholz.
Clay Buchholz was 11. I forgot that.
Mark Kotze, Royce Clay.
Bill Miller.
Alex Gonzalez. Bill Miller.
Okay.
Nice. Bill Miller was the guy I was thinking of.
Forgot Hideo Nomo was on the team.
Yes.
Cool. That's funny.
He's got some good.
Yeah.
Chase Darno. Sorry, buddy. Don't really remember you. But, cool. But we're back.
Yeah. And, it's been a rough week. I mean,
it's getting a little bit better, but it's been pretty bad. First of all, congratulations to Bennett on your exciting, I'll let you do the announcement, but your exciting news.
Yeah. I got a new hat.
What does the hat mean?
No, I've been looking at grad schools both here and in Boston, and decided to stay here for 2 more years to attend USC to get a master's in public relations and advertising, specifically in sports.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm so excited.
Super cool, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. It's gonna be a great time, and
he gets to stick around this guy a little bit longer.
Yep. So that'll be really fun, and I'm just very relieved to have made the decision, and now I can just
time to move on.
Yeah.
No more stress.
I'm weirdly excited to be a student again, especially now that I'm actually curious and excited to learn. I'm not 19 and horny. When I started school the last time,
Dude, that's so funny to think about. Not maybe the horny part, but being 19, what I was like as a kid.
And just, I really, oh my God, I thought I was an adult, and I'm so wrong.
You know what's even weirder is when we're 35 and we're remember when we were 28 and we thought we knew everything?
I keep hearing that the 30s are the best.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I'm cautiously optimistic. People told me my 20s were going to be awesome, and they kind of weren't.
Yeah.
And granted, I don't think any of them knew that a pandemic was going to happen and all this other bullshit. But so I'm going back to school starting in the
Cost
fall.
us with a high fly ball.
Nope.
No, to the track, to the warning track, and I just clipped my microphone. Yes, it's going to be super exciting.
Yeah.
Very cool. But yes, it's been an interesting week.
Yes.
A lot of downs.
So the Red Sox are now, as of this game that is on currently hasn't ended, but going into today's game, they are 9-10, which puts them 2 games back from first place. They're 4-6 in their last 10 games, and they lead the league in strikeouts and errors.
We're going to talk about the strikeouts for sure.
Yeah, 20 errors on the season, 190 strikeouts. It's not great. The Sox lost 2 out of 3 to the worst team in baseball history, the Chicago White Sox.
Unacceptable.
Lost the first game 11-1, made 5 errors.
Really unacceptable.
Yeah, so Newcomb, who pitched that day, was only responsible for 2 earned runs. There were 4 runs unearned on his line.
Yeah.
The Sox in game 2 blew a 2-0 lead and then lost in the 9th.
Which there's some big notes, obviously, on that game.
Yeah.
At a personnel level, but yeah.
And then game 3, Crochet threw a no-hitter through 7 innings, which was fantastic. And the Red Sox won that game, though the bullpen very nearly blew it in the 8th and 9th.
It's just so hard to have a nice, easy afternoon with the Red Sox.
In fairness, Whitlock did have that one pitch that was right down the chute, and the umpire, I think, wasn't listening.
Yeah,
wasn't watching.
I don't know.
Also, a downside from the White Sox series was Dick Fitz had a had to leave the game early with a mild right pectoral strain, and so he's on the 10-day IL.
Which, as far as we know, is probably the best outcome that could have happened.
Yeah.
It definitely looked bad in the game. Like, he yanked a slider pretty bad. Immediately was like, I got to come out of the game.
Yeah. So hopefully he recovers well. In the meantime, Michael Fulmer was recalled from AAA. Mm-hmm. He's pitched. He pitched yesterday or the day before in Tampa. We'll get to that right now because that didn't go well either.
That was a bad one.
The Red Sox lost to the Rays 16-1 in Game 1, and then luckily, someone must have had a pep talk or something happened because yesterday the Red Sox remembered that they're the fucking Red Sox, and they showed up and they won 7-4.
More importantly, Alex Bregman remembered that he's Alex Bregman, which we'll talk about a little bit more later. But 5 for 5 with 2 homers and a double off the very top of the wall.
And now he's a new dad, too. So
congratulations.
Yeah, man. That's awesome. Rafaela made that outstanding catch with 2 men on in the 4th. And Buehler pitched really well. Or really pitched okay. 5 innings.
I actually thought he pitched really well. I was really surprised. And this is a thing that I want to bring in that's not in here that I want to chat about. But I was really surprised that he was pulled in the 5th.
Yeah, I think they're really big on the don't let starters see the lineup 3 times.
So that's my point, which I'll bring up at the appropriate time. But yes, that is what happened.
I think for me, the reason I hesitate to call Buehler's outing great is I don't love the 3 walks to 3 strikeouts.
No,
the 1-to-1 ratio there is not good.
And his velo is definitely not what it used to be. His fastball's sitting 94, 95, and we used to be looking at 97, 98. And that's 4 ticks is a big difference,
Yeah. So, so like we said, it's been a rough week for the Red Sox. After the 16-1 loss to the Rays, Cora said to the press that the Red Sox playing poorly is on him. Do you agree with that?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Who do we blame?
It's not, let me put it this way. It's not solely on him.
Yeah.
So he's taking the fall for a lot of things. When guys are striking out, we're averaging 11 strikeouts per game.
Yeah.
That's not Alex Cora's fault. There's nothing you can do.
Is it the hitting coach? Is it fancy?
I don't think that's necessarily a coaching issue aside from approach. And so this is where the actual game-isms of baseball come into play. What is our hitting approach? Because it seems like we're not hitting a lot of home runs either. Our home run leader, I think, is Abreu with 3, right? And Story, I think, has 3.
Bregman has 3 now because Bregman hit 2. I think he has 4.
Okay, so either way, you have a lot of guys in baseball who have 5, 6, 7, right? And I think 7 is the most right now. The approach, if you're not trying to hit home runs, you should not be striking out that much. Mm-hmm. And that's the main thing. If you're a team that's home, like the Yankees are going to strike out a lot because they have 4 guys in their lineup that look like they're going to hit 30 homers plus this year. Judge will probably hit 50. That's just one of those things. And, in my amateur level years of playing, guys that hit a lot of home runs strike out a lot because they're hunting for fastballs or whatever pitch they want to hit. And if they don't see it, they're taking it and they're going to strike out. Yeah. What is confusing to me is even guys that are hitting well, Campbell, Abreu, Story, they're still striking out 2 times a game. Mm-hmm. And they're good. They've been good this year at pushing the ball to the right side or, in Abreu's case, to the left side. So to me, there's an issue of the players are just a tick behind the ball. That's not really a coaching problem. If we were hitting a lot of home runs and striking out, I would say let's change the approach. It's a coaching issue. But it seems to me that there's just something offensively that's not there. And when it's a strikeout problem, it's hard for me to say it's necessarily a coaching thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I was looking at Baseball Reference the other day. The thing that was interesting to me is that the Red Sox, it looks like as a team, they are swinging at a greater share of pitches than other teams in baseball are, at least on average.
Okay.
But they're not being particularly disciplined about what they're swinging at because they're swinging at a lot of junk.
Yeah, they do swing at a lot of low pitches, a lot of pitches in the dirt. That's Story's biggest thing. He's been hitting well this year, but he swings at a lot of shit below his knees.
Yeah, so the average strike percentage per at bat is for hitters, and we're including foul balls in this, is around 60%, and Story is at 72%.
Yeah.
So he's just creating a lot more strikes than he needs to, swinging a lot more pitches than He needs to. Granted, he's also one of the better hitters on the team right now, so like I can't get on him too much. But like
he's hitting like 320 right now. I think he's hitting pretty well.
But Casas is somebody who's like seeing a ton of like not a ton, but seeing more pitches than average in an at bat, and he is. It's weird. He's like letting the really like the pitches that he should be absolutely mashing go, and he is swinging at pitches that he just has no business swinging at.
Yeah, and so that's one of those things to me though. Like Casas is a good example. That's not a coaching thing. Casas is in a slump.
Yeah,
he's just in a big bad slump, and honestly, Duran is kind of in a slump right now. Really, there's only I was just literally pulling it up on my phone. I want to look at the box scores from yesterday and just look at everyone's stats, but there's really only 4 guys that are hitting consistently right now.
Yeah.
It's Bregman, Abreu, Story, and Campbell. Devers has been up and down, but like by Devers standards, he's still in a slump right now.
Yeah. You know what would be who would be great at helping us kind of crack through this issue with patience at the plate and swinging at strikes and having good at-bats? Masataka Yoshida.
Yeah. When is he coming back?
Masataka Yoshida.
Is this just like trade fodder? Like they're just literally waiting on him? I mean,
So dumb. I don't know. But he needs to come back. I know that it makes the roster construction really difficult, but like his bat is too valuable.
Definitely.
To that end, you think they should call up Roman Anthony? Do you think that like would give them a shot in the arm, or is that just putting?
Well, so if we're gonna ask that question, do you think that they're gonna call up Roman Anthony before they bring back Masataka Yoshida? Because that's really the question.
Well, I mean, according to the Red Sox, Masataka Yoshida has some kind of arm injury that prevents him from even having a rehab start yet. So Roman Anthony is
bullshit.
Technically ready to go more than more than Yoshida is. So I feel like I don't imagine a scenario where Yoshida comes up first. It's worth
giving a young guy a shot because look at Campbell. Campbell's the second best hitter on the team right now statistically. He's got like a 9.7 OPS right now, right? 972, something like that. I mean, so I don't know.
And I mean, and when it comes to like, okay, well, what does that do to the outfield with Rafaela? Like, I mean, Rafaela is a great center fielder. I mean, he just made an awesome catch yesterday.
Yeah, he's made a few this season already.
His bat's not great. I mean, I hate to say it, but like, the priority here is our offense is sluggish, and he's got to take a seat on the bench for a little bit.
Yeah. He is hitting. He's starting to pick it up a little bit, but it's a lot of base hits.
But, I mean, also, Duran is really good in center field. Like, I have no problem with moving Duran to center and then having Anthony in left, which also, just side note, Alex Cora, if you're watching this, stop putting Christian Campbell in center field.
Yeah, I don't love
What
that.
are you doing? Put Duran in center. Duran knows how to play center. Campbell, if anything, barely knows how to play left.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if he's our everyday second baseman, he should be playing second base.
Yeah, it's interesting. Also, just an interesting, speaking of roster construction, tidbit that the Red Sox are holding firm and not playing Rafael Devers at third today with no Alex Bregman.
Yeah, that was interesting. I mean, I kind of get it, though, because today, is it Lydell or Little? The Rays starting pitcher is a lefty, and Romy Gonzalez is very good against lefties. Mm-hmm. So putting him at third makes some sense. And I also kind of do think, like, right now, in April at least, like, I think they're trying to get Devers used to this new normal of like your DH, and I think it's just going to throw his head out of whack to put him back in third, even for just like a couple of days.
Yeah.
I think maybe if we get to like further down the line, or like there was an injury, God forbid, then it's a different thing. But right now, I think it's okay to keep him getting adjusted to DHing. I think it's fine. So all of that kind of said, is it time to panic?
No, I don't think so.
Twitter says it's time to panic.
No,
I don't know if you've been on Twitter, but
I do. I don't listen. I don't listen to that stuff. Look, it's time to panic when we're 2 to 3 weeks from the All-Star break and we're 7 games below 500. That to me is like, this has really gone wrong.
That late.
Yeah, I mean, dude, my example. Every time I get asked this question, there's 2 examples that I bring up. Number 1 is the Boston Red Sox in 2011, where we were really, really good until we weren't at the very end. And number 2 is the Atlanta Braves, who won the World Series championship in 2021, who came into the postseason with 86 wins, I think.
Yeah.
And started, I think they lost their first like 5 series of the season.
No, it was 88. I only know that because it was a big deal that because I think Hank Aaron died that year.
Okay.
He was 44, and the Braves won 44 games in the first half, 44 in the second half. Cool. It was like a very weird baseballism moment.
Which, for people who are listening and are just picking up baseball in the last few years, pre-wild card series, the third wild card team, 88 wins was very unlikely to get you into the playoffs.
Yeah, no.
Like, you had to really win 90-plus games to get in as a second wild card spot. So,
yeah.
I remember watching that team in 2021, and they did some weird shit. Like, they traded, they brought in Raisel Iglesias in the trade deadline. I was like, why?
Jorge Soler.
Yeah, so they made some interesting moves. Like, man, they're really going for it. I'm kind of surprised. And then they just went on a tear at the end of the season. So,
I mean, they're a really well-run ball club. I mean, right now they're one of the worst teams in baseball.
But like, you can't count them out though. I mean, you know, and so that's the thing is, like, I look at July, like maybe we'll say like late June is when I start to be like, okay, it's settling in that this is not a good team. Even another example that I would give is 22 Red Sox, year after making it to the championship series, 2 games within the World Series. We started the year up and down. We had just signed Trevor Story. We were kind of teetering on the line. And I remember getting to late June, and we were about 4 to 5 games above 500. We were definitely buying at the deadline, or at least trying to enhance the roster. And I remember thinking, this is a terrible fucking team, and they're not going to make the postseason. Like, this is very clearly a bad team. They're just not ready to make the postseason this year. And even the record, this is not a bad team, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. I think panic is premature. I honestly, I'm more of a, like, honestly, June 1st is where I'm like, okay, let's check in.
Sure.
Am I
totally fine?
Nervous or not? Because at that point, it's 2 full months of baseball.
Yeah.
I will say reasons not to panic. The rest of the AL East is
I was just
trash.
about to say that. Yeah, the AL East is the most competitive division because everybody else is losing.
Yeah, Yankees are 10-7, Blue Jays are 10-8, Rays are 8-9, and the O's are 6-10.
Also, let me just throw this out: the Blue Jays, Ooh, Rafael, foul.
That's
ball.
That's foul.
The Blue Jays, this is another good example of a team that's sort of like us in 22, where I'm looking at them like, this is not going to last.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Also the rest of the American League is also trash. No team has more than 10 wins as of this recording on Wednesday. Comparatively, they only have 6 teams over 500 in the American League compared to 9 in the National League. So so that also is like kind of like a relief, but also frustrating, because this would be a great time for the Red Sox to pull ahead by a lot if we had played better baseball.
Right.
But on the other hand, it's like, okay, well, at least everyone else also sucks. So, like, it buys us some time.
It does. And I will point out 2 things, though.
Yeah.
Losing a series to a divisional rival at home is a huge bummer.
Yeah.
Losing to the Blue Jays was a huge bummer. The White Sox series,
that just cannot happen.
That can't happen again.
Yeah.
Like, you can't lose to a team. They're going to
We're playing them after this.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
And at home.
Yeah.
They're going to win like 65 games this year.
That's a
high guess.
Yeah. And we'll get into why, like, those losses really happened in a second, but it's not acceptable. This time last year, the Red Sox were 10-10, so they're not very different from being what is it currently, 9-10 or 8 and. I just said 9-10. They were 9-10 currently.
Yeah. We're currently up 1-0 in this game against the Rays.
If we win this game, we'll be 10-10, which is where we were exactly a year ago. But also just looking comparatively, like, Duran was hitting over 300 this time last year. He's currently hitting 234, which isn't great. Casas was kind of slumping. Well, actually not really. He had an 820 OPS. Right now it's 521.
Yeah, he is really slumping.
Abreu, on the other hand, was hitting 184 last year this time, and now is hitting 310. So he's kind of a whole other animal. And Devers hit 188 this time last year and is hitting 222, so he's kind of around the same.
Yeah. Devers is kind of historically a slow starter, if I'm not mistaken. I remember a few years where it was kind of like took him a little bit to get off the mark, and then usually June, July, August, he starts ripping it.
Yeah. The reasons I think I don't think it's cause to panic. I think a reason to be nervous is that a lot of the problems that we're talking about, which is an anemic, like, inconsistent offense that strikes out a lot, the errors, these are problems that we've been dealing with for years. And they're not, and I mean, so far, for the 19 games that we've seen so far, it hasn't gotten better. And it's a problem still there. And these are the things that are going to keep us from being a playoff caliber team or a World Series caliber team. And so it's just a little bit, I think, I think seeing these things now, it's like these aren't things that I feel like are easy to just go away over the course anytime soon, at least over one season. So it's like, okay, did we set the bar too high this offseason?
We did, though, to answer that, we addressed some of those problems by bringing in a Gold Glove third baseman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we just upgraded a position massively. We'll see Bregman make 2 or 3 errors this year, probably.
He's made 4.
Has he really already made 4?
Yep. He leads the team.
Wow. Okay, well, there you go. I didn't know that, so that's not good.
Yeah. So
I mean, Devers, I think, had 12 all of last season.
I think maybe it improves over time, but, like, Casas has made errors in this season so far that have been pretty frustrating. Campbell has 2, and David Hamilton. It's and also we've had like 3 catcher's interference calls.
Dude, what is going on with that?
One of which put Connor Wong on the IL because it broke his fucking hand.
Yeah.
It's just like these are. It's weird because I don't think there's like a trade dynamic. I don't think bringing up Roman Anthony fixes these problems. I think these are like fundamental. Like, I don't know if these are mental things that are just.
It's hard to
players.
know. It seems like some of them. Did you see Campbell's batter's interference yesterday?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell was going on? It's not even necessarily his fault. It's just like, what is this?
Catcher hit him. I thought that was weird. That
it just seems like a lot of weird things are happening. But again, in my experience, like, this is not stuff that lingers. Well, I don't know. It's hard to say. I maybe take back what I was about to say. I think sometimes it lingers. Sometimes it's just like you're getting the jitters out in month 1, you know? Because we played a full month of baseball now. So
yeah, I also do feel like
ooh, shit.
Oh shit.
That's unfortunate. All good.
Harry's hated this laptop anyway.
Goodness gracious.
All right, do we need to pause?
Nah. We're back. I spilled soda all over my fucking laptop, and I cleaned it up, so we're good.
Yeah.
No worries.
I'll cut that.
Cool.
What I was gonna say about the Red Sox defensively, this sounds weird, but every time I see them make an error in the field, it looks to me like they're like the ball's hit toward them and they're just kind of panicking.
Yeah,
the ball's coming
my way. It's like a
way.
confidence issue.
Yeah.
And that also to tie into the strikeouts thing, like that could just be a confidence issue, which maybe that is a Cora problem, but I don't, after watching the documentary and seeing the way Cora, I don't believe that that's a him problem.
Yeah.
There's something else going on.
Maybe it's just just pressure just generally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like in a weird way, I'm like, maybe guys like slow it down as the ball comes to you. Like, especially if you're at second base, like Campbell, Hamilton, you have so much time.
Yeah. A lot of those are like hit off the fucking middle of the bat and they're just kind of like back spinning at you. I was going to say this too. The pressure thing. I just finally finished the end of the Clubhouse, which was so good. So good.
It.
The last episode, there's a clip of Jared Carabas.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to pronounce his name. I've been listening to the guy for years. I don't know how to pronounce his name. But he
says at the beginning of every episode.
I always just like go to I do it on YouTube.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The clips.
Yeah.
The, what do you call it? Benchmarks.
Yeah.
But anyway, he talks about how as soon as they realized, oh shit, we might make the playoffs, they started falling apart. The errors started happening.
Yeah.
The strikeouts started happening. This team is coming in with like all of a sudden expectations to win the AL East. And this is still a young team.
Yeah.
Wilyer Abreu, Ceddanne Rafaela, Christian Campbell. I mean, we're talking about the big 3 prospects who might come up. One of the older players at this point is Devers, and he's like 28. He's our age.
Yeah. I mean, Duran is effectively a veteran on this team. And
he's like 27, I think.
Yeah.
Bregman's 31. What's Story? 32?
No, he's also 31.
So that it's not that old of a team.
No.
There's no Big Papi hanging around, you know?
Yeah. Weirdly enough, I saw this like at the beginning of the season, the Dodgers are actually the oldest team in baseball. Which I guess you think about all the veterans that are on that team, it's like, okay, that actually makes some sense.
Yeah. Also, just random tidbit. Shout out to Tommy Edman, who is tied for the league lead in home runs.
Wait, really?
Bro, what is going on with that? I went to the game on Sunday and I was like, what the fuck?
You did?
Yeah, I went to the game on Sunday with the guys from my team had tickets and I went and I was just like, what the fuck? Tommy Edman is like tied for the league lead in homers?
Damn.
So anyway, yeah, it's a young team and obviously when you're inexperienced, we have like 4 starters who are inexperienced major league players. The pressure's going to mount.
Even Garrett Crochet is like, this is his second year as a starter.
Bro, absolutely. Casas is still super young.
Yeah.
And he's missed a lot of time through injury. He hasn't played a full big league season, you know?
Yeah. So I do. It is. I think maybe you said it, or I heard someone else say it. But like these doing well now matters. Like
oh yeah,
later.
I did say that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, again, I point to past examples, but I'll never forget Toronto in the year they lost in the wild card series to the Mariners. 22.
Oh yeah.
They shouldn't have been playing in that wild card series, but they lost a bunch of. They should have won the division, but they lost a bunch of shitty series against teams that they should have swept.
Yeah,
because they played bad at the beginning of the season.
I was reminded recently that the year the Rays 2023 when the Rays started like 12-0, they did not win the division. The O's won the division.
What year was that? 23.
Yeah, that
was Randy's last year there.
I think so. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So it just goes to I mean,
the beginning does matter, but it's not like you can't write off a team for having a bad start.
But I mean, I will say like, the fact that the Red Sox are doing, I guess playing like slightly below 500 ball now means that they have to play that much better, especially when we get to like August and September. And so like that's the thing. It's like, okay, well, like the wins now, like they or the losses now, they have interest. They carry interest going into the later parts of the season.
100%.
So,
losing to the White Sox is going to hurt if we don't get a bye in the postseason, or if we end up having to scratch for the third wild card spot or missing out, God forbid, then we're going to look back and be like, fuck, though, we should have won one of those fucking games, you know?
Yeah. And I don't know, I feel like the Red Sox, like they do kind of when they get in jams and runs start to score on them, they panic.
Yeah.
And I don't. But yeah, I do.
I think offensively we panic. Although I will say, for the most part, I don't think the pitching panics in, except for that White Sox game. I don't think
the pitching actually was the fault at all in that White Sox game. It was they got fucked by the defense.
Yeah, I think the pitching actually has done a good job of holding steady in tight situations. I've seen relievers come in with two guys on and shut it down. It's weird that it's. To me, it's almost offensively. If we're in a one-run game, strikeout, game's over. You know?
Yeah, I think. Honestly, if I'm in the pitching staff, if I'm Houck or, whoever it is on a day where the Red Sox get lit up for a bunch of runs, but there are unearned errors that are unearned runs that are resulting from errors. Like I'm in the dugout talking to my boys, being like, guys, I cannot do this by myself. Like I cannot pitch us to a win. You have to I don't know what's happening. Like I don't know what stress you're feeling, or like if there is anxiety here, or if it's you just need to practice more. But like you got to get it together, because like I cannot on the mound, like I cannot stop the bleeding by myself.
No, you can't. There's a great quote from Pedro Martinez in the 04 team that I've watched every documentary alive about that team, but there's a great one where he says, all I can do is go out and pitch and help my team to win games. If we don't score runs, we can't win the game.
Yeah.
Because in game 2 of the championship series against the Yankees, I think he gave up 2 runs. John Olerud took him deep, and that was it. 2 or 3 runs through like 7 innings. You know, you can't really ask for that much more than that. And so anyway, I think there's definitely some stuff that needs to get patched up.
Yeah.
But we're fortunate that hopefully we're up 1-0 right now. If we win this game, we're 10-10, and then we got to beat the White Sox. We really have to sweep the White Sox.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's too bad we don't see New York until July, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
So yeah, Red Sox, we're not mad. We're disappointed.
Yeah. The mom answer, the worst mom answer.
That might be worse, but that's up to you.
Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll get into Major League news when we get back.
Let's do it.
And we're back.
We are live. Major League news.
Yeah. So there's actually just wanted to run down some of the teams that have been doing really poorly, and some teams that are surprisingly really good. The Orioles are 6-10, which is
shocking.
Surprising. I don't
shocking.
know. I mean,
it's
we've talked a lot about why we didn't think they were going to win the division in the first place.
Is it that shocking when you lose your biggest home run hitter and your ace?
Yeah.
It's not. It can't be that shocking, but
right. The Twins are 5-12.
Dude, what is going on?
I don't
with
know.
The Twins?
I mean,
what's going on with them? I keep watching
they've been getting hurt. I mean,
they're just not winning games. Like, it's crazy.
Also getting hurt.
Yeah.
Like
that division is wild.
Yeah, that whole division kind of sucks right now, which is crazy. The Angels are 9-6.
Dude.
And
who won that? I didn't check in. Who won the series between the Angels and the Astros?
Oh, I don't know.
Let me look that up because that's something that I flagged and I didn't check in on.
And then also, have you heard about the Angels' cell phone policy, and what do you think of it?
I haven't heard about it, no.
They have banned cell phones from the locker room or from the clubhouse.
Honestly, dude, I'm cool with that shit. I think that's fine.
Yeah, the players seem to be really cool with it. I know that, like...
Bro, these things are garbage for you. Like, they're just... It's, like, fucking terrible for your brain.
So, I think it's... Yeah, I think it's pretty great.
The Astros won the series against the Angels.
Okay, so some things are still making sense.
And actually, it looks like the Rangers are beating them down pretty good. So we'll see. But
so, all right, the Angels, it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the cell phone policy is really good. I think it's a little like funny because like it's grown men. Like I think like banning cell phones for adults is like kind of funny. But I think it's a good rule. Ultimately, I think you want your team to bond and like not be separated by these screens, which is very easy to have happen. The Braves are 5-11, which is crazy, but like you said, don't rule them out.
Yeah, they're getting some guys back. I mean, they're getting Strider back, they're getting Acuna back. Like, they're going to be a good team. I don't know if they'll make the playoffs, but I don't think we're going to finish the season like, man, those guys suck. You know?
Yeah. And then the National League West is fucking crazy.
Insane.
Padres are 14-3. Dodgers are 12-6.
Yeah.
Giants are 12-4.
Crazy.
Rockies are 3-13.
What's Arizona?
Arizona is like 9-7.
Bro, that whole division could end up in the fucking playoffs except for the Rockies. Yeah.
Yeah, my cousin Joey, who was a Rockies fan, sent me a meme the other day after our like 16-1 loss, like a meme making fun of Tanner Houck, and I was like, you straight up like, who do you think you are?
Yeah, the season's already over for them.
He's like, well, I'm a self-hating Rockies fan. I'm like, that doesn't matter. You're still a Rockies fan.
Have you seen that Family Guy clip from? It's about the Mets from like the mid 2000s when they were like really bad, like after they were in the World Series, just that era where they were horrible. And Stewie's at a Mets game and they're like, and the first pitch of the season, and you hear like a bat crack, and the season's over. Like, it's so funny.
I like Family Guy also did a really great one about like they were watching an Astros documentary.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Like, somebody's responsible for the trash can themed cheating scandal. And then you see Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah.
It was great. Family Guy's a good show.
Yes. Love Family Guy.
Oh, actually, I forgot there's a bit of Red Sox news we didn't cover. Brian Bayo has one more rehab start.
Right.
Giolito has 2 more. In the meantime, with Fitz gone, what do the Red Sox do with the back of the rotation? Is it Fulmer and Newcomb? I mean, Newcomb pitched tonight. But
yeah, I would probably use Fulmer.
I would bring Dobbins back up. He was nice.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I would like to give Fulmer a shot, though. I always kind of cheer for someone like him. Like, he had such a promising start to his career, and then it just kind of fizzled. So,
Yeah.
And if he has anything in the tank, it'd be nice to see.
Okay, anyway, back to MLB news. This is fun. Actually, I'm very, very excited about this. Aaron Judge is Captain America. Aaron Judge has been made the captain of Team USA for the 2026 World Baseball Classic. Mark DeRosa will return as manager. I mean, I'm so excited for the World Baseball Classic next year. And I honestly, I love that Aaron Judge is going to be in it. I think it was a bummer that he wasn't last time.
Yeah,
but
it's cool. And I think making him captain, I know they had Trout do it last time, but this is the right choice.
No, it's so, yeah.
It's an interesting time for the World Baseball Classic. I was just hanging out with my buddy.
Because the world sucks.
Well, yeah. But I was just hanging out with my buddy maybe a week ago. We were shooting hoops. He's a guy who loves sports, and he loves baseball, but like hasn't loved it for a while because he's just like, dude, baseball's like not cool right now. And I was talking to him kind of about like why that is and why is it struggling to get people in the culture that aren't already like, we're baseball lifers. Like, I'm never going to not like baseball. You're never going to not like baseball. But like, he's someone who loves sports, but he's just like, yeah, I've gravitated to like the NFL and the NBA. And I was like, well, why? Why is that? And he was saying there's only a few guys in the league who have swag. Fernando Tatis Jr., Manny Machado, Aaron Judge. Those are the 3 guys he said right away.
That's actually really funny. I don't think Aaron Judge has swag. I think you can say a lot of things about Aaron Judge. I don't think he's got swag.
But I think the way he plays is swag because he hits a lot of home runs. And that's the thing. Look, home runs, like I know we've talked about, I'm not a huge like, I just hit a lot of solo home runs. Was he out? What just happened?
I don't know.
He must have fouled it off his oh, no. Okay, that was weird. There was a ground out. Mangum grounded out, and they didn't call him out until very, very late in the sequence. Anyway, Judge plays a style of baseball that attracts young baseball fans. Kids want to see dudes hitting bombs. Judge hits freaking 60 homers a year. Like, I got drawn into baseball not because I love players like Ichiro and stuff like that, but like what made me love baseball, watching fucking Barry Bonds hit the ball 700 times over the fence. Like, that shit's sick. And so, yes, he doesn't necessarily have swag. He's not like Chisholm.
Right.
But, which also Chisholm has a lot of swag. But he plays the game in a way that is swagger, you know?
Yeah, I see that. I
think to lead the team, like, I love Mike Trout. Mike Trout's a great player, but like, he's just like a really good quintessential great baseball player. Mm-hmm. Aaron Judge does the thing that everybody wants to do. He hits the ball over the fence more than anybody else.
Yeah.
And so I think for him to lead the U.S. team in the World Baseball Classic, if all goes well and they win and they attract a lot of crowd, a lot of viewership, it'll be really good for the game.
Yeah. I, for one, am hoping that I can get my shit together to be at the world.
I'm trying to go. Hell
so
yeah.
I have a friend who is getting married in Florida mid-March. So I'm like, I'm going to spend the first 2 weeks of March in Florida at spring training.
Hell yeah.
Baseball Classic, wedding.
Do it at the Pornhub Arena. I was saying before this, apparently, like, this was not an April Fool's joke. Like, Pornhub bid on one of the stadiums in Florida to like have the naming rights, and it was obviously rejected, but I thought that was kind of funny.
That'd be crazy. A Team USA lineup in 2026 will be crazy. I mean, just thinking about, like,
I've seen a bunch of already on Instagram, like, hypotheticals. And,
Bobby Wittich short.
Oh, crazy.
Why am I all of a sudden forgetting every baseball
player? You got to think that Alex Bregman has a shot to play third base. I mean, I think that
he might play for Israel.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. You know who also played for Israel and the U.S.? One of each was Ian Kinsler.
Yes.
Strange.
But I don't know. The World Baseball Classic is so fun. I love seeing players playing for their country. The team from the Dominican Republic next year is going to be just
disgusting.
So good.
Literally disgusting.
I mean, Devers, Guerrero,
Tatis, Machado.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome. Hopefully, like, the league lets these guys all go. Like, at least
I think they have to. I think they saw how successful it was 2 or 3 years ago. And so, like, yeah, I think you're right.
Let's see. What else?
Also, let me just say this about Aaron Judge. It's great to see the face of a U.S. baseball team be a black person.
Yeah.
Because he's half black, but it's really, really great. Like, I think baseball struggles to reach. I mean, we talked about this in a whole episode, but it obviously hits the Latin American population really hard, but it does typically reach a lot of, like, strictly white people and wealthy white people who can afford travel baseball. And it's really, really good for the sport and just representation of the sport and representation of people of color in the sport to have Aaron Judge as the front-facing captain of the U.S. team. I think that's really great.
It's just great to see, like, how much the world loves baseball. I mean, I'm sure, particularly in, Japan as well. I don't know. It's with you.
It's awesome.
It's going to be so much fun. Less fun news. Did you see, hang on, I got to look his name up because I don't want to get it wrong. Did you see Willie Ballard's weird, or Wiley Ballard's weird thing, the Braves commentator or side, like...
Oh, he asked for, like, a fan's
he got a girl's number during a game, like, while he was interviewing her.
Yeah, he's like the on-field reporter, right?
And the play-by-play guys were like, you should get her number, and so, like, on air, and he
that's a little strange.
says to her, like, they're saying, you should give me your number, and I just, like, it was so weird, and, like, people are really cooking him on social media, and I think that's kind of fair because it's really weird, like, it's really cringy and inappropriate. And I have a hard time imagining, like, a woman in, like, a female reporter getting away with the same thing.
Yeah, that's pretty...
The odds are slim to none.
I think there's a time for work and there's a time for fun, and they usually don't overlap like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're at work, dude. Like, you're at work.
That's pretty...
Do your job.
Uncomfortable. Yeah,
like,
I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, it's the same as how, like, I also hate it when, there's, like, someone does a marriage proposal at a baseball game or really in any public place. It's like you're putting her in just this awful position.
Dude, we saw one at a rugby game that we went to, and it was really sweet, but, like, she kind of looked uncomfortable at first, and I was like, "Oh, I know.
Bet.
Like, please don't say no." And she said yes, but
well,
I
that's
was just
that's the thing
yeah.
is like she doesn't feel like she might not feel like she can say no in that situation. I mean, like, and this woman's like on. I mean, ultimately, like this whole like my commentary on this probably changes if like lo and behold like the woman like if we were to learn that the woman from the game actually like was really into Ballard and like was happy that he asked for her number and like then they end up dating, like that's okay, then this whole thing kind of changes. But like otherwise it's like I don't know, it's just like she's on TV. Like millions of people are watching, like it's gonna be awkward if she says no in a way that's like not fair to her.
Tough.
I mean
I don't like the asking for someone's number on TV. That's weird.
I think it'd be really funny to watch him get rejected on TV. Honestly, like that sounds pretty funny. But it's just I don't know. It's bad. Reporters, your job is to report.
Yeah, do that after the game.
Yeah,
go do whatever the hell you want after the game.
Well, not whatever you want.
Yeah, don't like kill somebody. But yeah.
Yeah, but don't ask for a girl's number when you're at work.
When you're at work, yeah, it's not great. That's weird. Okay, moving along to one other not great topic. I'm just gonna ask this straight up. Sure. How worried are you about a lockout after 2026? I've been reading about it. I mean, I don't think it'll come to that. It's been close a few times. I don't. Yeah. Dude, I fucking like. It's so annoying because this is the type of shit that makes people like my friend who was talking about hate baseball.
Yeah.
Because it's like these greedy ass owners, and the player association is also greedy as fuck. Like it's literally like these guys are like just fighting with each other about shit that is, dude, just find a way to play baseball. I don't even know what else to say, but like that can't happen.
It's funny because like it's like because I've done like labor organizing work. Like I'm a big union guy.
I was gonna say I'm very pro union. Very pro union.
At the same time, I'm like, maybe once a baseball player like hits free agency and gets a contract over a certain amount of money, just like you don't get to like have a say on like what the union gets to do for like the rank and file
you're basically
players.
If you're making fucking like, $700 million, you're the same as the owners.
Yeah, why does Shohei get as much say as like the guy's making minimum? Like, I mean,
we're looking at fucking Tanner Walls right now playing second base or shortstop for the Rays. Like that guy and Juan Soto are on different planets.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, minimum salary in baseball is like $800K. Like it's not. No, it's
a lot of money, dude. But like,
it is a difference between that and like Juan Soto getting.
I get very. I'll be honest.
A year or million a year.
I get very annoyed at Tony Clark too. He's the head of the Players Association, and I'm with you. I'm very pro union. I think it's really important that they have a strong Players Association, but he asked for a lot of liberties and a lot of stuff that I think is outlandish, and I think the owners do too. I mean, I'm definitely more pro Players Association than owners, but they just can't allow this to happen. It cannot happen.
Yeah, a salary cap. I mean, which is what the owners want. The owners want a salary cap. They've wanted it for years. The last time they really pushed for it, there was a strike that canceled all of the rest of the 1994 season. It was awful for the sport. Like, a salary cap will never happen because the players do not want it to happen. And to bring it up again is just so foolish on the owners. They know that this is not going to fly.
Which the irony to me is what would fix a lot of these problems is a salary floor.
And I think the players union agrees with that.
But the owners don't want to do that. And that's where I'm saying, like, I'm more pro Players Association. Like, these owners are greedy as fuck. They're like, there has to be a salary cap so we don't have to spend more money even though our net worths are like $50 billion, but we won't even spend $10 million to put out a fucking real team, you know?
Frankly, hey, Rob Manfred, Tony Clark, if you guys can just look at me right now. Baseball is on the cusp of a renaissance, a golden age that will make you a shit ton of money.
Yeah, don't fuck it up.
Don't fuck it up. Don't let a lockout happen.
Shohei Ohtani is a generational talent. Don't waste half of a season of Shohei Ohtani.
Quite frankly, if a salary cap is what it takes to keep baseball happening, then Tony Clark, you fucking sell that to your players. Like, you let that happen. If that is what it takes, if that is the line in the sand that the owners won't cross, fucking compromise. Like, I don't give a shit.
But I do think they have to combat with, if there's a salary cap, then there has to be a salary floor.
Totally. But like, do not let this stop baseball from happening.
Deep center field. It's back.
That's actually a really good catch. Yeah.
Who's the Rays center fielder? What a catch.
I think it's
Mangum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Narvaez.
What is stuck in the wall? Is that his gloves?
Batting glove. Yeah.
But
wow.
Manfred, seriously, don't fuck this up.
Yeah. It's on the cusp of something really dangerous for the
Yeah.
sport.
Talk about like just shooting like all of that you've achieved in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna take a break, and then we'll be back with the game.
Yes. He doesn't even realize.
All right, welcome back.
Dude, what if that's like a poop stained wipe actually that came out of his ass? Mangum just made a crazy catch in center, and his batting glove. Oh hell no,
dude.
No,
Oh,
fly
thank
out.
God.
We're watching this game in real time, and there's a lot of stuff happening. But Mangum just made a crazy catch, and his batting glove got wedged inside the wall, and it literally looks like a shit stained wipe. But we are 2 outs away from winning 1-0, which is,
You know what? Hey,
we'll take it. A win's a win, man.
Yeah. Okay, so the way that this game is going to work is someone on the internet who is a genius made a database of all of the walk-up songs that players use, or for pitchers, like the songs when they come in from the bullpen. So I'm going to give you a song. I'm going to give you options, and you're going to tell me who uses this walk-up song.
Tight. Let's do it.
All right. So first up,
Ooh, this is interesting.
we have The Chain by Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, I love this song. Okay.
So the options are, and I'm only playing 10 seconds because of like fair use stuff, but A, Tanner Houck, B, Alex Bregman, or C, Justin Slayton.
Fuck. I'm going to go with not Alex Bregman. I'll go with Justin Slayton.
That is correct.
Let's go. Who is pitching currently right now?
Yeah. Our next song choice is Take You There by Sean Kingston.
Oh, dude. Banger of a song. We can't go to the tropic city. Yeah. Sean Kingston's the GOAT.
So Take You There by Sean Kingston. A, Connor Wong, B, Blake Sabel, or C, Carlos Narvaez.
Narvaez.
It's Blake Sabel.
Get the fuck out of here.
I realized I was wrong when I said only starters. Sabel is not. But
I never would have. He was the last on my list. I would not have guessed that. Great song choice. Wow. Me and Blake were friends. That's tight.
Okay. I'm going to butcher the pronunciation of all of this, and I apologize.
Sure.
Leyenda by Annual AA.
Okay.
Rafael Devers, Ceddanne Rafaela, or Christian Campbell.
Shit. Dude, I don't know, because I feel like the odd one out is Campbell, because he's not from Latin America, and that's definitely a Latin song, but you never know. But I'm going to go ahead and say it's Devers, Rafaela, or Campbell. Those are the options. I'm going to go with Ceddanne Rafaela.
It is Devers.
Get out, really?
For a bonus point, which other Major League third baseman uses the same song as their walk-up?
Jose Ramirez.
That is also correct.
I those two, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. You know?
Okay.
Wow. Cool.
The next one is TV Off, featuring Lefty Gunplay by Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
A, Bo Bichette, B, Mike Trout, or C, Mookie Betts.
Fuck. It's not. I'm pretty sure it's not Mookie because I just saw him play and I don't remember that. I don't know Bo Bichette very well. Like I haven't watched his interviews. I know Mike Trout. Like he gets down to some swaggy music. He used to walk out to Sicko Mode. I'll go with Trout.
That is correct. Do you want to guess? There's actually one other player that of the three that I named.
Oh, there's two of them.
Two of them. Sorry, yeah.
It's not. Is it Mookie?
No, it's Bo Bichette.
It's Bo Bichette. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember Mookie walking out to that, but
yeah.
Damn.
Okay, last one is EOO by Bad Bunny again.
Oh,
I don't
so
want to
fire,
get
though.
claimed for that,
Yeah,
so I'm
it's
not gonna
fire
play
song.
it. A, Juan Soto, B, Manny Machado, C, Jackson Churio,
Fuck.
or D, Angel Martinez.
Bro, low key, like I could see all four of them walking out to that.
That is correct.
Is it really? That's so funny.
Yeah.
Damn, Bad Bunny's making waves, bro.
Yeah, I assume he gets paid every time.
I would. Yeah,
not every time it plays.
Some kind of
like,
royalty agreement or something.
Got to be something. Yeah. So that's the game. You've
great.
done very well.
All right, I'll take. I got like 3 out of 6 or something. I'll take it.
Yeah, I think you did a little better than that. But
all
yeah.
right. Should we do a rose and a thorn?
Let's do it. Let's hear it.
Okay, mine are not Red Sox related again. I try to stay outside.
That's A-okay.
My rose. goes to someone who I gave a thorn to several weeks ago. And
the Mets and their shitty.
No.
Oh, okay.
in lieu of our conversation last week about you never know what players are going through, I want to apologize and give a rose to Chris Bryant.
Yeah.
Who was diagnosed with a rare degenerative back disease.
Yeah.
The muscles, I don't know exactly what it is, but the muscles in his back from so much wear and tear on his body are now just consistently contracting, which is probably why he's been playing so poorly for several seasons, and he just got diagnosed with it. And it's one of those things that might be like, we might have seen the end of Chris Bryant.
Yeah, that is, I mean,
I'm really sorry to hear that, and
yeah.
I hope the best for Chris Bryant. I'm sorry I dissed you a couple weeks ago. You're obviously a stud. You can do things on a baseball diamond that I literally wish I could do. And the guy is an MVP and a Rookie of the Year and a World Series champion, and you know, like an 11 or 12 year big leaguer, and I'm pretty sure his career OPS is like 830. Like, the guy's a stud. So
yeah,
I was just really sad to hear that, and I hope he is able to find a way to play again, and if not, I hope he's able to find a way to stay in baseball and be a part of it, and you know, come to peace with it. But
totally agree.
Yeah, it's a bummer. And then
yeah, that's like kind of when like Steven Strasburg
ended
up, his career ended because of this like weird nerve thing, and
dude, these guys go through fucking
so
hell.
Awful.
And again, it brings back what we were talking about last week. Like, I was like, oh, Chris Bryant, what's going on with Chris Bryant? And like, we don't know what's going on with Chris Bryant, you know? Like, there's shit behind the scenes that we'll never know as fans, and so I apologize.
Yeah.
It's also, hopefully he's doing well.
It's also just like sad because like you look at the way that Derek Jeter had his final season, and you look at the way that David Ortiz had his final season, like
not
they got
everybody
to go
gets
out
that
and celebrate that, and it's like, yeah,
Prince
like,
Fielder, man. Remember Prince Fielder?
Oh my God, yeah. Him, Bryant, Strasburg are all guys who deserve that kind of exit, and it just sucks that they don't get it.
Yeah, those guys are like legends of the game. Like Chris Bryant, like, it's easy to forget because it was 10 years ago now. That guy is a legendary player.
Yeah.
Chris Bryant is a fucking superstar.
He was doing it like no other. Yeah.
So that was just a heartbreaking read.
Yeah. Who's your thorn?
So my thorn. So this is one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen. Phillies relief pitcher Jose Alvarado, who apparently drinks 10 espressos every day before he pitches. My man.
No.
You are going to have a heart attack. What is you doing, baby? Like, what's going on? I read that and my jaw... Bro, I can't even have 3 espressos without having a fucking heart attack. Like, that fool must be having panic attacks in the locker room. Like,
does it say when he starts drinking them during the day?
It just says
like
during the day.
How does he pace them out? Like... I mean, it doesn't. 10 is 10. Like,
so it was published by The Athletic. In a recent story published about the team's bullpen by The Athletic, it was revealed that Phillies star reliever Jose Alvarado is a coffee fiend. In reality, that might be putting it a little lightly. By the time Jose Alvarado fired his 30th pitch Wednesday night, he had consumed at least 10 coffee drinks. So let me put this into play. That's not 10 espresso shots. That's 10 drinks of coffee. So if you drink an Americano or a latte, that's like 2 espresso shots.
Okay.
So this guy might have like 10,000 milligrams of caffeine running through his body.
I have so many follow-up questions that you're not going to know the answer to, but I'm going to ask them anyway.
Sure.
How does he not shit?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Bro,
mound?
What's going on?
Like,
he's a high leverage guy. He plays every game.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait, so it's every day he drinks coffee, or every day he pitches, he drinks coffee, but he's a reliever, so he might go like 3 days in a row.
I can't.
How does he? And sometimes he might not know until like it's like he's
all
in
I'll
the
say
game.
is I was shocked to read that.
That is great. He has to do a press conference. He has to do a press conference and answer more questions.
Yeah.
The people need to know. That's
wild
holy
stuff.
shit. That's the best news of the day.
Yeah.
Let's see. My rose, I think I'm going to give it to Bregman for A, having a great game, B, having a kid.
That's a big one.
I think this is their 3rd kid, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Anyway, but it's always cool to be a new dad, or so I've been told, because I don't know. But congrats, Mazel Tov, to you and your wife, Reagan, right? Because Reagan. Yeah, you and Mazel Tov. And I wish you guys the best. And anyway, that's the rose. The thorn. God, who gets the thorn today? I mean, honestly, Steinbrenner Field in Florida.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about
this.
That.
Ballpark is bullshit.
We didn't talk about
It's
that. You know what?
Crazy.
So there's 2 like big negatives to it, and there's one big positive to it. The
Yeah.
big negative is the fence is like it's like a little league field for
Well,
these guys.
the same dimensions as Yankee Stadium, which is why it's so baffling that the ball.
Oh,
I mean,
is it actually?
Yeah, it is. But I think because they're in Florida,
The
you
ball
got the
carries,
humidity.
yeah.
The ball carries just like totally differently.
Because one of those Bregman home runs, I was like, that's not going.
David
out anywhere
Hamilton's
else.
home run wasn't a home run.
Yeah, it was just a
Like,
line drive. Yeah,
I mean, it benefited us.
We'll take it.
It also obviously benefited them at one point, but
Right.
like, this ballpark is bullshit.
Yeah, I will say.
Also, playing it at minor league park is dumb, and I just hate it.
Here's the thing, though. You know what's crazy? It's so weird. I was noticing this today before you got here when I turned the game on. It's so weird to see a Rays game sold out, even though it's 10,000 people.
Yeah,
they can actually get to the stadium.
Yeah, but what's crazy is that like 10,000 people at a Rays game here is that's the same number of people they're getting when they're playing at the Trop.
Right.
So,
it just looks sold out. Yeah.
I mean, tickets at this and the Ace Park, because it's so small, their tickets are the most expensive in baseball. They're like $150 a person.
Right, because there's only like 10 to 15,000 people that can go.
And I theoretically, like, if the A's made a push and the Rays, I mean, also made a push, like, if those two teams make the playoffs, like, we have playoff games in minor league ballparks.
Do you think that would actually? Do you think they would play the playoffs there?
I think Rob Manfred would have to make arrangements elsewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, it would be wonky and odd. I mean, it'd be funny if for the A's, they're like, okay, you're gonna do your playoff games actually back at the Coliseum.
Yeah. I know that they're like starting to build that stadium in Vegas. I think that's like supposed to be happening.
We'll see. They call it the Armadillo because it looks like an armadillo.
Yeah, it's super goofy. I've seen it.
So silly. But yeah, I don't like this ballpark.
Yeah, it's not. It's weird. It's weird on TV watching like a minor league.
Also, watching the Rays play home games in the sun is nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Also, change your name back to the Devil Rays.
Dude, they wore the Devil Rays unis the other day. I was like, damn.
I'm never gonna let that go. I think that was a dumb decision. I don't care.
Hey, we can wrap on a good note here, though. We went down away to a division rival and took a series. We'll take that.
Thank God.
We'll take a 1-0 win.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. So now we're 10-10.
Oh, thank God. We're exactly where we were a year ago.
There you go. Perfect.
All right. Guys, thank you so much for watching and or listening. Be sure to check us out on Spotify, Apple Music. Subscribe to our Substack at notfromboston.substack.com. Follow us on Instagram at notfrombostonpod. And check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/@notfrombostonpodcast.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week.